Oh, I see it. Hi, welcome back to Now TV Canada again. I'm having another blip. So I am tethering from my phone to my desktop because I had it with having ongoing technology and sounds and colors and you know anything that affects brain waves and peace and stability in sleeping at night. With having the internet box going 24 hours even when you're not using the internet. So when I took out the internet from this apartment, it was the most blissful sleep of my life. That night was just a dream. It was the same way as it felt when you would go camping. And I come from the pre-Wi-Fi cell phone camping era, so it was the best decision I had made in my adult life. People need to go to treatment for their technology addiction, Wi-Fi, cell phone stuff. We don't actually need cell phones, but that's a whole nother story stream of conversation about things for another day. At any rate, I got cut off at the end of the last video where everything was almost perfect. And I just wanted to go back to finishing up that before I go for the day. So we're talking about cancer care cushions at church in Gatineau. We were starting this thing with helping people with addictions of all kinds, tobacco, foods of other kinds like um, on drugs, whatever it is, even chewing your nails. And I did that part. I got the little packages of the food stuff put together and I gave that before I left. And I said, I will keep my end on the cancer care part where they're making heart shaped cancer cushions for women recovering and needing support from breast cancer. But over the travels from then to now, it has occurred to me that these cancer care cushions are needed for everyone who's struggling with a form of cancer where there is pain and discomfort, where they need support and rest, and just the spiritual message in support from one. Um, what do we call ourselves? What's the word for it? Jesus, it slipped my mind. But from one a fellow to another in the church in the kingdom of Christ. Missionary is not the word I'm looking for, but you can use that. I guess in a way we're all sort of that, but I can't do it. I can't go into hospitals and be around sick kids in cancer wards. I'm too sensitive. I'm too much tears. Like when I go to church to sing, and I'm sitting in the chair and I'm hurting because I didn't get to stand up and sing. I didn't get to be a musician. I cry, right? And I can't give out a lot of physical contact, hugs and stuff because of my own traumas and because it's a personal thing. Hugging and shaking hands is personal. It's not an extrovert thing. And so I just bow down to and pay homage to people who have the ability to go into these places and do these things, make people laugh, be funny, and give out hugs. So I decided I could do this. When John Schneider wrote that I Hate Cancer stuff about the little girl named Jessie who did eventually pass away after 7 years of struggling at the age of 10 from her cancer, that I would pitch in by writing story, changing the story in the Smallville reunion movie to include a character like her who also passes away at 10 from cancer back when Jonathan Kent would have been a young boy, which the show never talked about. So there's lots of room to talk about brand new story. Now, I told my church congregation that I would finish Cancer Care Cushion and send it to them. And so since then, coming here, I had learned that from other people whose dogs I was caring for, that an uncle got diagnosed with cancer. And then this church that I've been going to at 4 o'clock on Sundays, that a family had a member got diagnosed with cancer and they went to England to be there and support the family. And I realized, oh, I fell into something. This is something that can turn into something that makes a difference, that can matter. So I was at Michael's art store yesterday to, buy stuff to finish obligating myself. The stuffing, let's see if I can get it right. For the cancer care cushions are over there. If people want a non-hypoallergenic one, they can ask for that. You can email me. It's in the description below. It's also in the website, in the contact information. And you can also subscribe, support, and tip through my vocal page as well, which is also below. But I happen to have the site from Charlie Brown and the gang. Look at this. After I got the stuffing and looking through material, Snoopy and Woodstock were just right there screaming at me for rainy days and giving out hugs. The perfect amount of material. There's like $4 left of this material. So I can make my first few of these cancer care cushions for the people I said I would make them for, to meet the obligation that I had said I would in doing this. And I think we're onto something. I think this is really good, and that it's important to support my channel and support my movie work, specifically the Smallville reunion movie, because it's going somewhere. Because of a post that John Schneider posted that I continued to follow the story of after he had written I Hate Cancer. So in the movie, you will read the words I hate cancer in very pertinent, important points of the story, because I agree with him. I hate cancer too. And then there's Cindy Kahn from Facts of Life, Velma from Scooby-Doo, and also the movie The Boy Who Could Fly, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Loved it. Who's battling it for a second time, and breast cancer was her first one, and we weren't making the cancer care cushions then. But I think now I'm going to have to go to Michael's art store and look for some Scooby-Doo material, or specifically Velma material, and make another one for her. And hopefully through this video and through people's help, I might be able to reach someone like her, people like that who are needing this kind of care and support to battle back and win their struggles against all of that. So I will let you guys see what this looks like. The whole point of my mission is learning to put down technology, step away from doing things fast, and slow down, because that's kind of what God wants us to do, to understand the concept of what eternity is, what time means, that he's got forever, nothing bother him. How many times he's changed the world, how many times he's changed life on this planet in order to get it ready for people. And so I want to go back to doing things by hand. So knitting, crocheting, and sewing, and using needle and thread to make stuff from a personal place from me to those who get these. So one of the other sizes of these would be like from a knitted perspective. This is actually going to be a little girl's purse for church. But the size of this would be like really good for specific kinds of people in need of the cancer cushions, which will be filled with stuffing, whatever they need, hyperallergenic or regular, along with these also. So I will show you guys some of the finished ones when they're done, that I did by hand. And if anybody likes it and knows how to help me get them to the people they're for, or wants one, just contact me, and they want to get involved doing this as well, this would be great. Then I will send off the cancer care cushions I said I would make to those who are needing them, and look forward to producing the Smallville reunion movie in supporting this fight on a bigger level. And I want to show people cancer, there is hope. Alternative treatments, testimonials of cures, the Asiatic story, and more. Ramblings by Brian F. Tyler. Now, I've had this book for a very long time. The first edition of this book was published in 1993. I would have been 18 years old. And so if I had reached Steven Seagal earlier, The Medicine Woman in Me, and all that I know in superfoods and stuff, and our regular weeds, which are not really weeds, they're actually flowers that are all part of forms of medicine as well, could have been done sooner to help people. So I just wanted to read a little bit of the insert inside here by this guy. It is his story that created this book, just to give people hope. People are looking for a mysterious potion to save them. There is no such thing. 1,200 years ago, Hippocrates said, "Let food be your medicine and medicine your food." You can purify your body and find perfect health again by cleansing your body, eating the right natural foods, and drinking distilled water, just clean water. Eliminate drugs, tobacco, fats, dead food, get exercise with proper rest, read and gain an understanding. So just keep learning. The Trinity of man is physical, mental, and religious. That's not to say that the Trinity is the truth. This has been the issue from the beginning of Christendom. It isn't. Yeah, but that is true. So mental, physical, and religious. Why get sick? Right? There's lots of things that cause this. Did you know that every 90 days a new bloodstream is produced in your body from the food you eat, the liquid you drink, and the air you breathe? It is this bloodstream which nourishes the body's cells. Every 11 months, you have a new set of billions of body cells, and every 2 years, you have an entirely new set of bones and hard tissues. So, if we need our body correctly, if we feed our body correctly and keep the immune system informed, there is no reason to get sick. You must eat living food and drink natural fruit and vegetable juices and pure water. So, in this book, he lists a lot of fruits and vegetables and things that have always been available to us to help battle and fight back against cancer. And when I had my gastric bypass revision and they're telling me to stay away from drinking orange juice and apple juice, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Apples are actually one of the cancer fighting foods. Oh, you can have apple juice, but it can't have sugar in it. Well, all fruits have sugar in it. It's naturally made that way. It's how God made it to taste good, right? The sugar is needed to balance us, the energy we burn or we get tired. At any rate, it's all about just balancing everything. So I just want to let you guys know there has been hope, and that people need to read this book, and they need to slow down and eat homemade food, fresh food. And you need to know where it's coming from. So go find this book, Cancer There Is Hope, and get it. If I could get this to Cindy, this would be great. At any rate, there it is, guys. I will share more stuff from this book, but that I've been battling with the thought of how much I don't like cancer either for a long time. And now I think we're onto something. And together, maybe Superman will not save the world and cure everybody, everything, but somehow we can use the House of L to make things better and create ways to have less suffering for people everywhere, because God does give us the answers. It's there. We just